This is Gail Perry and Catherine Gamble here, and we are going to share with you a simple, concrete, and very, very effective way to present board members with their role in a capital campaign. First of all, Catherine, do we get this question a lot?
I mean, daily.
Daily.
We get it daily, every day, and sometimes more than once a day.
So what are they asking?
Well, they do ask straight out, what is the board's role in a campaign? Or sometimes it comes back, I'm not sure what to say to my board about the campaign. Or how do I get my board to really believe in our campaign or understand our campaign? Or here's one, give to our campaign. That's the other one. That may be a separate video.
And so we have a simple approach that, as we promised, is very effective, and it's called the 3 I's. And Catherine, what are the 3 I's? We ask board members to do 3 things.
3 things. We ask them to inspire, influence, and invest.
And so we're going to unpack what we mean by the 3 I's. And Catherine, have you used this with some of our boards? How did it go over?
I have used them with pretty much most of our boards in our campaign clients, and it goes over. They understand it. Not only do they understand it, they begin to adopt it as their own. So remember this: I even had Gail. You and I've talked about this numerous times, but I actually had recently the board chair say to me, Catherine, remember, tell them that you want them to do 3 things. People can remember 3 things. And so I stood up in front of that board and I told them the 3 things. And then I looked at the board chair and I said, how was that? So, and he smiled.
Of course, people can remember 3 things. And so the first thing is to inspire. So to me, that means a board member needs to go out and be an ambassador for your organization in the community. And they need to have their messaging. They need to have their elevator speech, or whatever you want to call it. They need to have a short and snappy message about why they care about your organization and how exciting its future is going to be.
I think the last thing you said there, Gail, about how exciting, because one of the things we'll say to boards frequently is that, yeah, it's important what you say, but more importantly is how you say it. So let's take this, for example. My organization is having a campaign. I mean, who wants to hear about it? Nobody. Or my organization is having a campaign. And now
we're expanding to new kids, and I'm so excited about it. Would you like to know about it?
That's what we mean by inspire. It's really helping your board understand how they are about what it is that you're doing, your project. And like Gail said, if it's a building or a new program or some new opportunity, or maybe even just funding your strategic plan, whatever it is that you're raising money for is important to the people who benefit from your organization. It's that impact piece. So you get your board all fired up about what it is that you're doing and let them roll. And that's how they inspire.
That means you've got to help them understand what to say and what their role is as an ambassador or an influencer or an inspirational sharer, and also how to be when they're talking. So that's job number 1. And every board member can get it, and every board member wants training. Let me tell you, they want training, they want practice. They won't practice. So Catherine, what's the second I? I think that's influence, right?
Influence is correct. So influence, one of the things we think about when we talk about, well, let me say it this way. The most influential people around you are the people that are around you. I mean, literally your friends and colleagues and people like this. I mean, what do we talk about? What your friend said. What do we talk about? What my colleague said. And those people influence us. And so all your board members have some sphere of people that they influence, that by their presence, by their being, by what they're doing, by what they're saying. And so they need to be doing, saying, and being on your organization's behalf. And so that's influence. And you want to put that influence to work for your organization. And board members, when they're really engaged in this and helping you figure this out, and we'll talk more about how to weave that influence a little bit in another video, but when they get engaged in that process, they are all enthusiastic and they're building on being able to be more inspirational to others around them. So influence is critical.
And so it also helps to look at influence in terms of securing major capital campaign gifts. And your savvy board members should know appropriately and confidentially who you might be focusing on and where you're hoping to secure your lead campaign gifts. And if a board member can offer some influence to help that gift come forward, you want to be able to help to trigger that and activate your board member. When I was a frontline fundraiser, I was always very nervous about the time between we asked, we put an ask on the table and we hadn't gotten an answer yet. And every morning I'd be brushing my teeth thinking, how can I influence this? How can I influence this outcome? Who can I get to call and say nice things about our organization? So that's what we mean by influence. You want to influence gifts and influence prospects. You want to influence, lots of times there's a whole a bevy army of influencers around a major donor who's about to make a gift, and that's fine too. But remember, you're the quarterback of all the strategy. You're the quarterback, and we'll have to record another video on quarterbacking your board and your campaign cabinet as well. So we've got the 3 I's. We've got inspire, influence, and then invest.
Mm.
Board members should make a proud personal gift to your campaign. But Catherine, not all board members are alike in terms of their capacity.
No, they're not. And this is something we coach with our campaign clients. Your board members, regardless of their capacity, get treated like any major donor to your campaign. Your approach is unique to each board member. It's not a collective action. Going back to Gail, my theory of boards, they don't
Pledge
give.
cards.
Yeah, no passing it out at a meeting, no none of this stuff, no by a certain date, nothing. I mean, I believe in this very strongly. You meet them where you are. You're going to have, again, some people who are more ready than other board members. Some people, you may have some lead prospects in your board member pool. You may have some good, solid major gifts, and you'll have some people who are making the largest gift their capacity will allow, and it's a much smaller endeavor. Each board member deserves to feel good about their investment in your project, which is ultimately your campaign. And they do so by you treating them individually as major donor prospects and not soliciting them collectively or we don't even recommend necessarily setting a particular goal for the board. We recommend 100% participation, but allow that to happen over a little bit of time.
And so when board members are naturally nervous about capital campaigns because they may not have the capacity to make a gift that is significant. But every board member needs to be honored for the level of gift that they can give. And also they need to be called on individually with a gesture of respect to reach out to each board member. And the staff should never be soliciting board members for their campaign gift, ever, ever. It is not the staff job. So you've got to direct this through your board committee, board development committee, or some other entity, some other agency. The board member, one of the rules about board member solicitation is that peers ask peers, and you are subordinate to your board, and so you do not want to be the one ever asking. So these are our guidelines for board members' role in a capital campaign. It's very effective, it's very simple, and it will take you far. Right, Catherine?
It does. We have many examples which we could share, but it really does. So remember, inspire, influence, invest. That's the role of your board. Easy to remember those 3 things, easy to talk about it with your board. Again, find those board champions and let them carry that story for you. And you will have a very successful board working on behalf of you in the campaign.